The next question that I would like to ask you is about counties. Counties are actually closing up, and the other day we saw the Council of County Governors actually complaining that money has not been disbursed into their accounts. What will you say about it? Because now that services in the counties are actually not working, and many now are complaining about the services that they are getting in the counties. What will you say, and what advice will you give to the government in order to sort out the issue that is actually facing the counties?
First and foremost, I would like to say that devolution is a must. Devolution is not optional. It's in the constitution. It's there to stay, and it might not have worked the way we expected it to work, because there are areas where we've really underperformed, and in some areas totally not performed. But I can say this, that when the Kenya Kwanza government came into office, they first of all found empty coffers. But on top of that, there was a huge national debt, and then two, excessive expenditures, anticipated expenditures that are supposed to be catered for by government. And I can say this: one of the areas where a lot of taxpayers' money was wasted is in the county governments. Phantom projects, bizarre expenditures, ghost workers are some of those we are talking about in the bizarre expenditures, and so on and so forth. So I thought the Kenya Kwanza government needed to take an audit as to what is happening where. The auditor reports, I wish Kenyans could read. You can go. Access to government documents is, you're right. Go and try to ask for your audit report from your county government. From the national, the Auditor General of Government, you can go and ask, you can download, you can access their portals and inquire how has your county performed. Because the Kenyan in Kilifi wants to know how his taxes in Kakamega are being used. Because the money that is being disbursed to the county governments comes from the national government. And that is our collective taxes. We need to know how that money is used. And so when you find that the county governments perhaps are not receiving money, we needed an audit. We need an audit. We need to know where. For instance, the other day, Kisii governor was poking holes into some of those functions in his county government in Kisii. He inherited that as many ghost workers as can be found anywhere. And when he began asking who employed you, who are you to this and stuff like that, he found that they were related to some of the people in the county government. Ghost workers, some of them not working, some are working but drawing more than they should draw in terms of salaries. Others, the allowances they get. Others go for benchmarking. You want to benchmark about tea, and you go to Somalia to benchmark on tea. You can imagine you come from a tea growing area like Kericho or even Mount Kenya, Nyeri. You have tea in your own area, but you want to go and benchmark on matters of tea. I mean, you're not going to create a new market in Somalia. You're going to benchmark on how you can improve on tea production. I mean, some things don't make sense. You cannot go to you cannot go to um, Zimbabwe, to the county government of Kisumu cannot go to Zimbabwe to benchmark on matters of fish production, for God's sake. I'm just trying to give illustrations as to how there has been wastages in the county governments. So and so on. We have issues. And it's not just the county government. We have issues of expenditure, The CDA, for instance, builds police stations and chief centers. So what happens after you finish building all the police stations and chief centers? What are you going to do with this money? Because your mandate is to build police stations and chief centers. We need accountability for some of this money that you might have finished building the police stations in your constituency. So we need answers to these questions we are raising, and that is why I think the president or the government, the KK government, might have been taking stock of expenditure.